Episode 21, How to Be Happy with the Science Revealed. So picture this. You're in line at a coffee shop. You're tired, scrolling, thinking about emails, exams, deadlines, life. The barista tells you your total. You pay. And then, almost without thinking, you say, "Can I also pay for the person behind me?" The person looks up, surprised. The barista smiles. You walk out into the same city, the same life, the same weather. But something inside you feels 2 degrees warmer. Nothing big changed. But you did something that nudged the day in a kinder direction. This episode of Pivot Era Podcast is about that. Not just how to be happy in some abstract, positive vibes only way, but the science of what makes a whole person feel more alive at work and at home. As a student, early in your career or years into it, in your body, your relationships, your money, your purpose. A kind of 360-degree view of happiness, gentle, realistic, human. A view on it anyways. The science and loads of happiness research says the same thing. We overestimate the impact of huge life events, promotions, dream moves, big wins, and underestimate the power of small, repeated actions. Psychologists call it hedonic adaptation. It basically means we get used to the good stuff. The new job becomes normal. The new flat is just where the dishes pile up. The achievement becomes another line on your CV. So, if chasing the next big thing isn't the answer, then what is? I'd love you to give this a go. So, let's hold happiness loosely in 3 layers. Connection, direction, compassion for yourself and others. And we'll keep looping back to this idea. Remember, you are a whole person, not just a worker, not just a student, not just a job title or a LinkedIn headline. So, now let's break it down. And please keep an open mind. 1. Connection. Happiness is built in relationships. The science on this is very clear. The quality of our relationships is one of the strongest predictors of life satisfaction. But connection isn't just having a big friend group. It's feeling like you belong somewhere, or at least with someone. One powerful way to build this, whether you're in uni, early in your career, or well into it, is through volunteering. Not because it looks good on a resume, but because serving alongside people has this quiet magic. You see others up close. You get seen too. It helps you remember you're not just a brain trying to solve pivot anxiety. You're someone who can make a difference. That could look like volunteering at a local food bank once a month, offering your skills, design, tutoring, or tech know-how to a cause you care about. Volunteering creates a different kind of networking, where you meet people as humans first, roles second. And then there's the tiny, everyday stuff, what researchers sometimes call pro-social behavior. Fancy, right? Actually, it's buying that coffee for the person behind you, or forwarding a job posting to someone who's looking for work, sending a kind DM to a coworker or classmate who did something that inspired you. These micro moments of kindness don't just help others. They nudge your own brain towards connection, meaning, and warmth. So maybe this week, consider, where could I choose connection? In my friendships, my family, my workplace, or my community? Stick at it. Now for number 2, direction. Happiness at work, in study, and in career transitions. The thing is, happiness isn't just about feeling good right now. It's also about feeling like your life is moving in a direction. That makes sense. If you're a student, you might be asking, will this degree lead anywhere? If early in your career, do you find yourself asking, is this really what I want to do? If you're more experienced, you might be questioning, is it too late to change? Can I pivot? The truth is, people in every stage ask these same questions. Feeling lost is not a Gen Z problem or a midlife conundrum. It's a human one. When researchers study meaning and job satisfaction about being happy at work, a few themes keep showing up. Like, do I feel I'm learning and growing? Do I have some freedom in how I do my work or study? Do I believe this contributes something, even in a small way? The thing is, you might not have all of that right now. Most people don't. But you can play with direction in small ways. As a student, choose one assignment topic that secretly interests you, even if it's not the safe choice. If you're someone early in career, volunteer for a project that aligns more with your values or curiosity. And those more advanced, mentor someone younger or explore a side project that lights you up. A bit like what I'm doing with this Pivot Era podcast. These are quiet acts of service. They say, I am allowed to shape my path not just endure it. You have a go. Maybe try asking, what's one small step I can take this week in work? Or study to feel 1% more me. Not a 5-year plan, just the next true step. The 5-year vision will come. And lastly, for number 3, compassion. For your happiness in your body, mind, and purse. A 360 view of happiness means we don't skip the basics. You can't outthink your nervous system. No amount of positive psychology will fix chronic exhaustion if you're sleeping 4 hours a night, drinking only caffeine, and living in constant financial panic. Happiness scientists often point back to simple foundations like these. For the body, have you enough sleep, movement, nourishment? For the mind, how do you speak to yourself, your mental health, your boundaries? For money and safety, not being rich but feeling somewhat stable and supported. If you're a student or in a career pivot working 2 jobs just to stay afloat, or someone in a demanding role trying to prove yourself, of course, happiness feels slippery. So instead of asking, why can't I just be happy? Try asking, what would support my nervous system by 5% this week? Maybe it's one earlier night. Maybe it's a meal sat at the table that's not eaten over your laptop. Maybe it's talking to a therapist, coach, or counselor. Maybe it's asking for help or direction with your studies or workload. Take out time, ask for help if you need it. Please contact charities and helplines that offer support. That's why they exist. And it's okay if you need help. Now let's talk about compassion. When you volunteer or forward a useful link, you're quietly saying, we're all trying. And that mindset changes how you relate to your coworkers, classmates, family, and even strangers. And importantly, how you talk to yourself. Happiness then becomes less about just the win. Now your turn. Give this a go. 1, for connection. Maybe volunteer a few hours somewhere or do a single act of kindness. Pay for someone's coffee or forward that new job opportunity. 2, for direction. Take one action that aligns your work with who you are or striving to be. Ask your manager for a new responsibility. Start a small creative project. 3, for compassion. Choose one thing that supports your body and mind. A walk at lunchtime, a tech-free hour, a proper meal, or booking that appointment you've been putting off. None of these will make life perfect, but together they start to create a life that feels truer, which could lead to easier. A life where happiness isn't a distant goal, but a series of tiny, kind decisions. As we close, just breathe. You are not just your grades, not just your salary, not just your productivity. You are a whole person. With a body, a mind, relationships, dreams, fears, and an impact on the people around you. And anytime you choose to do any of these, you're practicing a very real, very human science of happiness. This is Pivot Era, the space where you can change, rest, question, and to try again. If you need a line to carry into your week, let it be this. Happiness isn't just something you feel. It's something you quietly give to yourself and to the people around you. Thank you for listening. This is an AI voice-powered podcast shared by humans who simply want to connect across generations and normalize the art of starting again. New episodes drop every Wednesday and Sunday. Share it with someone who's navigating their own pivot or who needs to hear that beginnings aren't failures. They're growth.